Good afternoon to everyone and warmest welcome to the Board of Director of Astro Vanaville. I'm LEELA Perempuan KARUPPIAH. I'm the Senior HR Manager of Astro Vanaville. The purpose I'm organizing this meeting is to discuss and to share a report of the flexible working hours, which is we request to do it by the government. As we know, the implement of the Movement of Control Order MCO as a Malaysian preventive measures to COVID-19 has brought an immediate changes to the current work environment. According to the media statement issued by National Security Council on 18 March 2020, the immediately changes required most of the Malaysian workforce to work from home, which means they have to work and live at the home at the same time, leading to another challenges of them, which is immediately adaptations on how to balance between work and family matters. By doing a survey, study has indicated that 76.4% of employees are enjoying flexible working hours because this is an initiative to promote their work-life balance. What is flexible working hours? Flexible schedule allows an employee to work hours that different from the normal company started and stop time. As usual, we will be working 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 in a normal hours in a company or even in our Astro Vanaville. But particularly in the environment for the attempts of employees, those have generally to reduce their working hours in a Astro, or they might be work from home. So the working time will be changes. They may be 8 to 5 work from home or 8 to 5 in a company with a less headcount. Or we can arrange another time, it's like 9 to 6, also work from home, support from home, or working from the company with the less day. Example, usual we will work 5 days in a week, but during these flexible hours, we might work 3 days in a office and another 2 days in a home with the same support of our daily work tasks. Another one flexible working hours we can do it is we work 4 hours in office and another 4 hours from home. What will be the effects when we are doing flexible working hours? The effect will be reducing the traffic jam. As we know, in a KL is the main place where the highly traffic will be happen. By the government instruction, the flexible working hours can reduce the traffic jam in a KL Central. Second effect is the crowd at the public transportation and also the public vehicles will be reduced. By this, we can control 2 things. One is the pandemic COVID-19 to be controlled because there's a less of people's movement. Secondly, this will be also helping to reduce the stress of the employees. As we know, every time the staff in a KL will facing hardly because they have to spend more than 1 or 2 hours for their working transportation and also the hourly for the traveling. So when we are working from home, the traveling hours will be reduced. Next effect is the adaptability, where the flexible working schedule allows the employee to meet their family needs, personal obligation, and life responsibility effectively. Example, when we are working from home, we can spend more hours with our family members while the cost of the child care will be reduced because we are working from home, so the child will be at home. In the same time, we also can taking care of their needs and also our own needs. Another one, the working efficiency also will be reduced because the full consumptions by the employee and also the less wastage of the time by the traveling will be less. So this will help us to speed up the work. Example, when my staff in Astro, they need to conduct something very urgently, immediately they can do it by the time 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. because they are not spending a time for the traveling. So immediately from home, they can start and do it and speed up their work. By speeding up the work, the quality of the work also will be increased. This is the very, very good where everyone is looking for the qualities. So when the quality is the increase, the cost will be reduced. The cost will be reduced for the workers where the overtime payment will be reduced. The management can save the cost of the overtime to the workers. Secondly, the electricity of the management also will be reduced. And the benefit for the workers is the transportation cost will be reduced for them. And also, the most important cost will be reduced, especially like us working in the media, our dressing. Okay, the cost of our personal items will be reduced also. So this is also can help the workers to save their money. The very important is the reduce of absenteeism from the staff. Why it will be happen? Because when employees spend more time working at home than at the same in the office, the stress will be reduced. Secondly, the close contact of the COVID will be reduced. So it will be reduce the disease among the staff. Especially most of the absentees happen because they are working so stressed. Secondly, they are working so hardly. The fever, the flu, and also many kind of the diseases can be happen. By working flexible working hours will be happen in every staff, the absenteeism will be reduced. When the absenteeism will be reduced, as I said, the efficiency of the production will be increased, and we can increase the speed up and also increase the materials. I mean, it will be increase their qualities. So, and also the cost will be reduced. Every individual of the staff will willing to have a work-life balance. When come to the flexible working hours, I think the work life very, very meaningful for the staff because they can have a very specifically enjoying time and also the caring for their family members. They can allow the employees to replace their community time to themselves, their family, their hobbies will be achieved, and more important, they can increase their skills by attending or learning extra skills from home. I conclude, what I'm seeing is the effects for the flexible working hours as I shared is really very, very advantage for the staff. But there's another disadvantage will be happen during these flexible working hours. To have a flexible working hours, the managements to ensure the relevant technology is the first place to support their staff, especially the internet connection. It's very, very important for all the staff to work from home. The technologies is very important to communicate and also to start their work on time. Secondly, what we can see the disadvantage is whenever we want to run a meeting, to meet our colleagues, to have a discussion, we must ensure the technologies is support all the staff, especially as we know everyone now we have to run a meeting as a virtual meeting. So the infrastructure for them must be support to meet their requirement. Thirdly, the employees must have a good trust. What I mean is the employee must keep the company's privacy and confidential documentation very, very confidential. Because when we are working from home or the flexible hours, all the documentation will be handshake through the system. So we must trust and committed to the company policy. This is a very important where we need to inform all the staff to have a good trust and also the confidential of the company. Ultimately, a flexible working environment is to design in such a way that it should cater to the company needs and also the practice. In the same time, we have to see our country also. When we have a flexible working hours, this can help us to reduce the close contacts and also the movement of people in a public area or in environmentally. It can save and control the people's movement. These flexible working hours also benefit to the company in terms of strategy, workforce planning, and implementation. In the same time, by this way, what we can do is we can alert our members or our staff to committed for the new infrastructure and also the technology which is currently is very important, and it go for the worldwide. Example, before this COVID-19, all the staff is not aware how to use our team meetings, Zoom or Google. But after we have a flexible working hours schedule, everyone can learn about the process and everyone aware the technologies are moving forward. And also, these flexible working hours can encourage our youngsters, young employee to competent individual to join the company, because as we know, nowadays the youngsters is like to work flexible in a home. So it will be reduce the amount of workforce shortage, and all the work we can complete it on time. When the youngsters is joining our company, I think they are very creative to make and to move the work more faster with very creativity. As we know, we are in a media company, we need the creativity youngsters to join. So these flexible working hours for Astro will encourage our youngsters to join and to have a good communication. These flexible working hours also can schedule and encourage a friendly nature between employees from bottom level to the top level, most of the company, where every day we will have a virtual meeting. So through this, we can also have a good communication with our family members. So by conclude, as what in my report, flexible working hours, there's an advantage and also disadvantage. So as HR manager, I will have this. I already shared the report, and by these flexible working hours, we will have a good movement, and I hope these flexible working hours won't stop